Hello, everyone. It's the 16th of July. As you can see, Mr. Dan Street couldn't make it tonight. I believe he's in Bible study. But we went up a few pegs and we found Robin Noble, the voice. So she'll be joining us today. Happy over that. Mike came up with another topic. Actually, Mike comes up with a topic and I add a front to it or a back to it almost every time. And it works out really, really well. What we've been doing, we're not talking about what's coming and what we don't know. We know it'll be great. You can look at the updates in the back office. They've been coming out every 3, 4, or 5 days, and keep going there to find out what's being said. But in the meantime, we try to add some content for everybody. It makes you think, makes us think, and I think it's a good thing to do to speak about how we can better ourselves. Now, we all know that whatever we're doing, whatever we're in, it will be much easier than any other platform. I believe that without a doubt. So today's topic is don't settle for average. And most people do. And a couple quotes that I had looked up. It said, average is the enemy of excellence. Don't settle. You weren't born to be average. You were born to stand out. If you settle for less, you never discover your full potential. Being average is easy. Becoming great takes courage. Look what Mr. Mafar's done. He could have taken a little easier road than working with what he's doing now. Guaranteed. But this is what he picked. Why? Because he doesn't want average. He doesn't want an average outcome. Settling for average is the silent killer for dreams. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, routine over risk, good over great, you shrink your potential. You owe it to yourself to push beyond the average, because the life you want won't come from half effort. It takes all in. It takes heart. It takes you. And that's when I was looking this stuff up. And really, a lot of this I can relate to because I've lived some of it. Have I reached my full potential? I don't think so. I think it's the strive to. Will I ever? I don't know. But you go after it every day. And I really, most of the time, don't worry, am I going to make a mistake? Or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Because people know me. They know in my heart I would never mean bad or want to do bad. Have I done stuff and maybe hurt people's feelings? I have. And I feel horrible over it. I don't want to do that. Have I said things that maybe got people upset? Yeah, I know I have. But I'm human. And we'll go through things, we say things we shouldn't. But if you really get to know someone, like we've met thousands of each other, one sentence or one little item is not going to make me change my feelings for you. That just wouldn't be fair. But I have a little video that I put together at the end. So I'm going to turn it over to Mike, and then he's going to turn it over to Robin, and then we can have a little discussion.
Yeah, no. Thanks, Marty. I absolutely love this topic, and when I think about being average and ordinary, I think about our youth when we were young, and when you're young, you really have a passion for life, and everything is new, and you never get tired of getting up and experiencing the day, because in your mind, as someone that's very, very young, there are no obstacles. There is nothing you can't do. Whatever you can think in your mind, you can make it a reality. That's just the way kids think, absolutely 100% of the time. And if you think back, you'll probably say to yourself, yeah, I used to be like that. I used to think I could do anything. Now, when you start to mature a little bit, and this is just our society, it's what our society tries to do with everybody. They want you to be a worker bee, period. They don't want you to be excellent. They don't want you to be great. They want you to come out, whether it's high school or college, and they want you to be a worker bee. They don't want you to be a leader. They don't want you to be a boss. They want you to come out, work the rest of your life, and retire at 65 and whatever happens after. It's just what our culture does. And I want to hit on a couple of things. There are two things, once you release them, you can't get them back. The first one is time. If you waste time, it's over, guys. You can't get that time back. It'll never come back. Now, hopefully you can do better in the future. If you waste that time, it's gone. You can't get it back. The other thing that you can never get back is what you say, your words. And you know, whether you're saying good things, those things will stick with the person you've told for a day, a month, a year, sometime a lifetime. And when you do that, you have to understand how powerful your words really are. And what we do, Marty, Robin, and I, Honest, Clean, Ethical, we try and bless people. We don't try and curse them. But understand, whether it's a blessing or a curse, those words, they have a major impact on people's lives. And sometimes it's even more powerful than you even know. Sometimes if you say something negative, it will destroy a person. Thing to do. Now, the reason I bring that up, we all have, it's human nature. And it really is what keeps us average and ordinary. And that's the little voice in the back of your mind. It is always talking to you. Now, I know this relates to everybody. Marty and Robin, probably two of the smartest people I know. Now, I know they're not going to agree with that, but they're wrong. That's okay. I know it. But there's that voice in the back of your head, and maybe it just starts out, you know, you're not good enough. You really can't do this. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You don't talk well enough. All the different things that go through a person's mind will kill dreams. I always thought for a very, very long time that fear was the thing that killed dreams. It's not. It's not what keeps you average and ordinary. It's that voice in the back of your head that talks to you and takes the passion out of life. I don't want to live that way. I want to wake up. I want a passion about everything that's in my life, everything, the people in my life, the different circumstances, all of it. And if you don't have that passion, you know, as people grow older, a lot of times that passion just dissipates. You get used to average and ordinary. You get used to who you are, and what sudden you wake up at 40 or 50 or 60. And some people lose it very, very early in their 20s and 30s. But you wake up and life is just mundane. There is no passion. There is no excitement. There's nothing coming at them that they can really, really grab hold of. And that's the little voice in the back of your head. Don't listen to it. I know that everybody here listening today has the heart of a champion. And people hate it when I say that, I know, but I do. How do I know that? You're here. You have that little ember inside you that's glowing. All you need is someone to ignite it and just bring that passion, not only business, but a lot of other things too. Right now, as you're thinking about what's going on, where you're going, what you're going to do, it's okay to listen to a voice you can change. Once you say something, you can't get it back. You can apologize. We've all done that before, but you can't get it back. That little voice in the back of your head, you can change that. You have value. You have talents that nobody else in the world has. You have the ability to succeed and win. That's that little ember inside of you. And it is going to be ignited, I believe, very, 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 very soon. Right now, we're kind of in a malaise. We really don't know what's coming, what's going to be happening tomorrow. And we never do. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. For me, I like to open that door. I like to see what's on the other side. I like to see what's going to be coming at me. I like to get excited about what's happening. I don't have that key. I can't look at tomorrow and tell you what's coming. But I can tell you in a short period of time, I will have something concrete for you. So will Marty. So will Robin. And when we have that, I believe that passion within inside is going to be ignited because of what can happen in the future, what can happen to the dreams that you've had. And it all starts with that little voice in the back of your in the back of your head. You know, fear is a really, really good thing. It is not a dream killer. Fear is a good thing. It keeps you safe. There are things we shouldn't do. When you're younger, that fear isn't there. A lot of times we do things, holy mackerel, I can't believe I even did that. That won't kill your dream. I think that'll keep you safe. But the voice in the back of your head, train it. And when you get those negative thoughts, understand what's happening and get rid of them, and then get on the positive side, the passionate side of life. There's so much to be grateful for today. All you have to do is go outside and look around. There's beauty all around us. If you do that, you're going to find out that, yeah, this life is pretty good, and it's going to get better. So take care of that voice in the back of your head. I think if you do that, you'll be one step closer to the dreams that you want to come to fruition. So I'll turn it over to you, Robin. Hopefully that gives you a little bit to think about and make us look good.
Mike, thank you. Marty, it's wonderful to be with the two of you again. And hello, everybody out there. You know, we really are very fortunate when you find people that you resonate with. Conversations and discussions really are not difficult, and you find yourself on the same wavelength, and you find yourself pulling the same words, the same thoughts in slightly different ways of looking at something, because each of our own experiences and lives are different. But the fact that we have the same fundamental thoughts on this topic and on so many others that we have discussed in the past, and I'm sure that we will discuss in the future. Average, average, don't settle for average. Ordinary, mediocre, fair. And average, of course, is usually assigned to mathematical discussions when you're taking a group of numbers and you're then dividing it to forget what that average is. But so many people do that, and so many industries, so many researchers do that in terms of humans as well. They take a survey of people, and then they take the average of what they say, how they feel, and you are expected to be part of that result. And if you don't, it's amazing how the impact either of what is intimated by the results and how it's explained, or just by one's own feelings, that we're sometimes made to feel less than because we're not even average in what's going on in life. You know what? It's a mindset. I think, like so much in our life, we can control things. We can control our mindsets. We can control our choices, even our potential, our thoughts. We can control all of this. Now, can we do it successfully 100% of the time? No. But we do have the ability and the awareness and the mindfulness that if we start going down a rabbit hole, we can either say stop ourselves, or we have people, hopefully close or friends, family that we trust, that we can turn to and say, I need some grounding. I need somebody to be there just to be my sounding board. So these sort of things and what we're talking about today, I think about being average, are all things that we can control. Because you look at people throughout history, you look at athletes, you look at creators, industrialists, businessmen. They had a passion burning. And again, these are words that Mike has just used as well. This is why I'm saying we're on so much of the same wavelength with this, because it is what drives us. It is what makes us feel that we can do more. But again, it's an ebb and flow in our own lives. There are times if one is especially stressed that you may not feel able or capable or even desirous of wanting to be more than. And what you're doing in that moment is in fact good enough. But there are also times when you can pull up your socks to self and say, you know what, I've had enough of being good enough. I really want to let the reins go. I want to give the horse that head and race and go and make more of my life and make more of what I can do. And I think this is where we have the amazing opportunity with this time that we are being given through what Ash is doing and how things are going. We can truly take stock of ourselves. And if we don't, I think we're wasting time. I think we're wasting these precious days, minutes, however you look at the time period, until he comes forward again and says something else that we are then able to go and move with. Because look at potential. The potential of where we are ebbs and flows as well. It grows. We reach goal of something, and then suddenly we want to create another goal. We want to reach a different potential, another level of things. And the passion in life, I think, is something, again, that we don't give enough credit for. We don't trust ourselves enough. And we're very hard on ourselves when we don't have this passion and this high spirit all the time. Because life is exhausting sometimes. Life takes its turns. And we are part of that roller coaster ride. And there are days that will be fantastic. There are days that we will be on top of the world. And there will be days when we really are not up there at all. And we need to be patient with ourselves. And we need to know that there's nothing wrong with the ebb and flow of passion. I could go on a bit, but I'm going to hand it back to Marty, and then I'm sure we'll circle back again. So thanks for letting me go.
Wow. That was powerful. Yeah, it's so funny when Mike brought up when you're younger. When you're younger, you believe everything, you can do anything, there's no limits, none, zero. And then all of a sudden life gets in, and there goes that fence that you put in. See, your subconscious, if you keep, there's a video out there, and if I can find it, I'll recommend it tomorrow. And the video talks about a soldier that stands in front of your brain, and he controls what goes in and what comes out. You hired that person. You hired that man that watches the gate. Now, if you keep feeding negative for 20 years, that soldier is only going to let negative in. And it just doesn't recognize, doesn't want to see positive. You can fire him. It takes work. You start doing things more positive. You do like we've been talking about today. Yes, I can. Yes, I will. I know I can. I'll find out how. You know, little words that you throw at yourself, and this guy will get smaller and smaller and smaller. You can court-martial him and put another soldier there. And the video that I watched was amazing. And he proved how it works and what people do with your subconscious. Is very powerful. And you feed it every day, every single day. Did I go ups and downs in my life? Yeah, absolutely. There was times when oh man, everything's falling apart. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. And I try to catch myself, and I say, look, I've got my family, I've got my grandchildren, I got my regular kids, I got people like Robin and Mike and Dan and many hundreds, if not thousands of people in the business. And I thought, man, I'm the luckiest guy in the world when you look at a different view of it. Because I always remember and always say this to myself, no matter how bad I got it, there's billions that have it worse. They have it worse. We're in a country, all of us, in our own countries, where sky's the limit. So the only limitation is only 4 inches. And that's the 4 inches between your ears. You can, you will, and you should. We only live once. We're only going to get one crack at it. I know the most important thing in my life is Jesus Christ and God. But while I'm here, if I could uplift humanity and help other people, and that in the meantime, get to the point where I don't have to think about money. Like Mike said, a few grand a month, I'm sitting pretty.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of bills. I don't live that large. I don't care about living large. I'd like to get some little better things for the family and the wife, but I wear shorts and a t-shirt. I just don't want to think about money. If I go to somebody and they're hurting, I want to be able to help them. If I remember when I was in the hospital for all that time, that the difference would be if I had money. They would look at me different. They would treat me different, and that's not fair. It's not fair. It doesn't make it right, but I think in the long run, all of us, when we go to uplift humanity in our own little way, those things can be addressed in the long term. There's nothing's going to happen overnight. The poor will probably always be with us. The Bible says that's what's probably going to be, but we can make an impact. And you cut a big chunk of pie and you got a lot of people doing it. Wouldn't it feel good when it's time to leave to know, you know what, I had a small piece of that. I had something to do with it, no matter how small. That means a lot to me. So whatever you do, for me, don't settle to be average. Most people do that. Average isn't fun. Average means you're going to live average. And why? Why, when you can change it? You can change it. Anyway, I have a couple of videos. One is AI News Today, and the other one is about the topic that Mike came up of not settling for average. I'll play that and come back with closing comments.
AI Headline News, July 16th, 2025. Huang praises Chinese AI, confirms H20 resale. At a Beijing expo, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang called Chinese AI models world-class and reiterated the resumption of H20 chip exports to China amid easing US-China tensions. Reuters. Microsoft AI to speed nuclear permitting. Microsoft, in partnership with Idaho National Lab, is using AI to streamline the bureaucratic process for nuclear plant licensing, cutting filing time from years to months. Reuters. AI Appreciation Day celebrated. July 16th marks AI Appreciation Day, a global event honoring AI's impact in healthcare, business, and ethics, celebrating innovation and responsible tech use. The Times of India. Germany launches AI offensive plan. Germany plans a major AI strategy to generate 10% of its economy from AI by 2030, backed by $20 billion for AI gigafactories and quantum computing centers. Reuters. California courts may regulate AI. California judges are set to debate a mandate requiring courts to implement AI use policies by September, focusing on transparency, bias control, and data privacy. Reuters. Why it matters. 1. US-China balance. NVIDIA's Chinese engagement shows diplomatic cooperation and tech diplomacy. 2. Energy and AI synergy. Microsoft's AI-powered nuclear permitting could accelerate energy infrastructure. 3. Cultural significance. AI Appreciation Day highlights growing mainstream recognition and ethical reflection. 4. European ambition. Germany's bold AI plan signals serious continental investment in future tech. 5. Judicial safeguards. California's court rules indicate increasing governance of AI in public institutions.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell.
And I've got one more short clip, and then we'll chat a little bit and close it out.
Don't settle for average. Average is comfortable. but it's not your destiny. Most people live their whole lives stuck in average. Average job, average dreams, average effort. But here's the truth. You weren't born to be average. Deep down, you know there's more. More in you, more waiting for you, more you're capable of. Settling is easy, but greatness, that takes grit, that takes sacrifice, that takes waking up every day and deciding, today, I rise. If you want the life you've never had, you have to become the person you've never been. You've got one shot at this life. Don't waste it being comfortable. Don't waste it being average. Be bold. Be different. Be unforgettable. Don't settle for average, because you were made for greatness.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell.
Anyway, does anybody have any closing comments?
Absolutely, Marty. Absolutely. Two very, very good shorts, Marty. Very, very good. If you've ever done this with kids, the answer you get is probably universal. If you ask a child if they want to be on the winning team or the losing team, what do you think they're going to say? They want to be on the winning team. They want to be, they want to win. They want to be something. And I love the quote that Marty had, be the person you've never been. Here's what's really, really cool. It doesn't matter where you are in life. It doesn't matter if it's hard or easy. It doesn't matter. You're just kind of in your own little groove, and that's where you live. You can do something called a reset. We can all do this. If you're starting to understand that there's more to life than what you're experiencing right now, you can do a reset. You can take care of that little voice in your head, and you can start to do things that will make that happen. I can come on and I can tell you in about 3 minutes what the perfect business looks like. Okay. I'm not going to do that today. Maybe sometime in the future, but I can tell you we have some very, very special things coming, even though I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I know between Marty and myself and Robin and Dan and some others, we're going to find that special thing, and it's going to change lives. And the reset you really have to look at is how is it going to affect you, and are you going to have the ability to change lives very, very positively? I think the answer to that is yeah, because you're going to be on the winning team. Which team do you want to be on, the winning team or the losing team? I can tell you flat out right now, we're on the winning team. All you have to do is listen to Robin. She makes all of us sound really, really good. And Marty, he's got some great stuff coming out. I believe we're going to have a little bit to do with that. But in the end, it's you. And not only are you going to get the passion that Robin talked about, you're going to start to understand that, yeah, there's more. It's really, really good. And that's where we're at. Robin, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Mike. I agree with what Mike was saying. Marty, those were excellent shorts. And you've been quite amazing. And I've watched this obviously since you guys have started, but even before this, that you choose topics for these shorts that are so germane to the topics of either the live and or the discussions of the day. So thank you very much for your time and dedication to continuing to help to educate us and bring things forward that many of us don't have time to go looking for or even understand. So, thank you again for what you do. Tonight's topic, going back to it one more time, to say that average may feel safe is probably a fair statement, and many people don't even question it. It is what they're at, and it's not a case of average being good or bad for somebody. It just is. Don't judge it. And don't judge yourself. Don't judge your life by good and bad all the time. Too much emphasis is put on that. It just is. And it is because of the experiences, the life that a person has traveled, the ups and downs, the joys, the sadnesses. That's what makes a person. And so it's not good or bad, it just is. But remember also that pushing harder might also mean risking failure. And many people are not able to face that fear or face that fact. Many people are afraid of failing. You know, people are equally as afraid of success as they are of failing. So the momentum is there either way. And again, it's not good or bad, it is. So these are some points that I've gone through in the course of my definitely 21 years since my career ended and life changed for me, that I'm constantly asking myself in different scenarios and at different times of my life and where I'm at. Facing discomfort, you know, with all of this, when we change, you have to let go of things. And that sometimes means friends, businesses, traditions, beliefs that we've held tightly and near and dear to us for a long, long time. Sometimes we have to let those go in order to open to new thoughts and ideas and opportunities. So don't be frightened. Don't be fearful of letting go. Release it to whomever you believe and work with and trust. Do it in love. Don't do it out of anger and spite. And, you know, people might judge you for your choices, your changes, and things like that. Those, again, are risks that some people are afraid to take because they like having the circle of friends they've got, or they don't want to rock the boat. All of these sort of things are normal human nature responses. But when we start to think about it, when somebody opens it up a little bit more, we say, oh, you know what? Yes, I was thinking that way, or, oh, I never saw it that way. It helps us to expand, but it also helps us make the choice of whether we truly are content where we are, or if we want to step out even further. So if you find yourself in that scenario and you want to do things differently, but you don't know how, start small. Push yourself a little bit harder. That's what we need to do. We need to aim a little higher. You know, the bar is set very, very low, in my opinion, in many situations right now. We've lost manners, we've lost courtesies, we've lost the ability to care for each other on so many levels, not only within families, but friends, communities. It's become very selfish, in my opinion. We look out for self first in a selfish way. And I think some of that needs to maybe change. And how do we do that? You can't just suddenly flip a switch and it's done. But ask more of yourself. I ask more of myself all the time. What can I do to make things better for the people in my circle, in my surroundings, when I go to the hospitals, when I'm working with people? How can I make a difference in that sense? Yes, it may be uncomfortable, but it does cause us to question that if this is really what we want, it is our choice. And every time we can change our choice if we're not happy with the direction we're going in. My opinion again, average is a very crowded area. It really is. It's crowded. That's where everybody goes to begin with. Some people take off from there and go elsewhere, but crowded is the area that is the average, rather, is the most crowded area. Excellence and moving out of crowded and moving out of average can be sometimes very lonely. Some people will say it's worth it, and some people will say, you know what, I was happy where I am. So we can refuse to be average, we can dare to be exceptional, and we can be the one to choose to rise. Nobody else can make us do that. Again, that's our choice. That's how we want to live our lives. The bottom line, in my opinion, be the best that you can be for yourself first, and let that ripple out through example, through who you are, how you behave, and what you do to show others what is possible. I have a quote that I think is really quite lovely. It's from Angela Bassett, an actress. It says, "Don't settle for average. Bring your best to the moment. Then, whether it fails or succeeds, at least you know you gave it all you had." And that's what I do and try and do every day of my life now, with so many things that have happened, so many doors that have opened for me now, and with such a future ahead. I want to be able to be the best that I can be moving forward as well. Thank you both. This has been a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'm so thrilled I've been with the two of you.
You would do this. You always bring, and Marty and I needed all the class you could bring, and you brought a bundle. So we're really happy and pleased came here today, Robin.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, my pleasure.
No, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I expected it though. Robin's always over delivered. Well, everybody, we're going to shut it down. Thank you for being here. We'll have a new thing for tomorrow. We'll think about it, something that for content for everybody that I think will help people and at least make you ponder or think about it. Yes, Robin, you could come anytime. In fact, the more the merrier. Even I don't care if Dan's here or not. You can come. You should come. It was very, very good show. Anyway, thank you, everybody, and we'll see you. What is today?
Wednesday.
Yeah, 6th.
Is it really Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, see you tomorrow. Thank you.